Welcome to MMA Dogs. My name is Hector, and as always, I want to thank you for tuning in. A very special thank you to all of our clients. And let's go ahead and dive into UFC Fight Night 76. This card is very evenly matched. And when cards are very evenly matched, usually it's difficult to not only predict winners, but come out on top. So for this card, I am taking a conservative approach, and let's go ahead and dive right into it. I'll break down the fights, tell you who's going to win, why they're going to win, why it's worth betting on them, why it's not worth betting on them. So we'll go over all that fun stuff. So for the first fight of the night, we have, or the main, I should say, the main event. And it's a shame because, we had Joe Duffy and Dustin Poirier, Stephen Miocic, and Ben Rothwell. And those were going to be really good fights, and I was going to bet both those fights. But, unfortunately, with the injuries and with all that stuff that happens, it's not going to happen. Those fights aren't going to take place. So, okay, let's see. Paddy Holohan, the hooligan, against Luis Smolka. Very evenly matched. Both guys could be 4-0 in the UFC. And just looking at this fight, watching the fight footage, I'm thinking to myself now, which Paddy Holohan is going to show up? Because I see two Paddy Holahans, and with Luis Smolka, what really concerns me about him is it's just sometimes he looks like he is maybe overwhelmed by the fight. His fight IQ, his decision making isn't the best, and I'm just not okay with that. With Paddy Holohan, on the other hand, like I said, I feel like there's two Paddy Holahans. Which one's going to show up? Now, the deciding factor, the ultimate, what sways me one way rather than the other is the fact that this fight is taking place in Ireland. This fight's taking place in Ireland. This is Paddy Holohan's home, and he's going to have the hometown advantage. And with Paddy Holohan being at a plus price, oh man, I gotta do something with that. So I'm gonna put him in a round robin, small round robin. It's only 1.20 units risked on the whole thing. So Paddy Holohan in a small round robin. If I had to bet it, it would be Paddy Holohan at plus money. I've got him winning a decision, a split decision, very, very close decision. I could also see him finishing the fight if he fights like he did when he fought Josh Sampo, and if Luis Smolka looked like he did when he fought Chris Carriazo, which could happen. So ultimately, if I had to make a pick, because you guys are paying me for my opinion and my views, so if I had to make a bet, it would definitely be Paddy Holohan. I'm not even 3-star confident on it, though. It's like a 2-star confidence. So not very confident on it. But if I had to, I would bet Paddy Holohan. Norman Parke versus Reza Madadi. Oh, man, this fight just has me laughing because, a lot of people are getting excited, and I see money coming in on Reza Madadi, a guy who's been away for over 2 years. I really don't see Reza Madadi winning tomorrow night, tonight, depending on what part of the world you're in. I really don't see it. Norman Parke, on the other hand, here's a fighter who, in my opinion, has not fought up to the best of his ability. And with this fight taking place in Europe, I see him taking full advantage of that, not having to travel to the States, And like I said, with Reza, 36 years old, 35 years old, 2-year layoff, in jail. Then Norman Parke throws that purse at him. I mean, just almost a joke of a situation, really. But ultimate deciding force here, if we're looking at it from a fight standpoint, is the fact that Reza Madadi is going to want to take the fight to the ground, and he's not going to be able to get it there. Norman Parke has excellent takedown defense, excellent judo, good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling. And the striking, it's okay. It's fairly even, but I think Norman Parke, by him staying active, staying sharp, he will have the advantage here. He's coming off 2 losses, split losses to T-Bow and Trinaldo, 2 very respectable guys. So I just don't think Madadi's on that level. So I'm going to go with Norman Parke by 3rd round knockout TKO. I think Reza's going to gas himself out, maybe even 2nd round. So 2nd or 3rd round knockout by Norman Parke. If I had to bet it, and I will be betting it, it'll be Norman Parke in a decent-sized parlay. So Norman Parke for the win. Nicolas Dalby versus Darren Till. Very interesting matchup here. Very interesting. Both undefeated fighters. Dalby 14-0, Till 13-0. And with Dalby, I see a strategy. I see a game plan. I see a point fighter. Somebody going out there to not lose. And with Darren Till, I see somebody going out there to finish, to win the fight. I got to side with Till here. I mean, they're very evenly matched, like I said. I think it could go either way. I'm going to take the plus money on it. I see Darren Till winning a decision, possibly split, but I could also see him finishing, whereas Dalby, the only way I see him winning is by decision. So Darren Till for the win, and he'll be part of my small 1.20 unit round robin total. But if I had to bet it, it would definitely be Till. And if I had to bet it straight, it would definitely be Till. So Till for the win. And we have Jon Delos Reyes versus Seery. I got to go with Seery here. Delos Reyes, too unpredictable. Not good enough in my opinion. And Seery is just solid. Just a solid fighter. Very, very good striking. Delos Reyes has power, but that's about it. I got Seery winning this. Seery might even finish him, but I think Seery will win a decision in Ireland, and 2-tap will earn his way to a victory. This next fight is very interesting because the odds are out of control on this one. We got Stevie Ray, Stephen Ray versus Mickael Lebout. Mickael Lebout. So Mickael, whatever you want to call him, in his debut against what's his face, the Black Panther, he calls himself, or the Panther, Brazilian Panther. What's his name? Moraes, Sergio Moraes. Man, this guy really impressed me. He just was not letting Moraes put him away. And he really caught my eye. And watching his fights before making his UFC debut, I was thinking to myself, what the hell, this guy? I mean, he's okay, but he's going to get smoked. First round submission by Moraes. And Moraes just looked like crap in that fight. So I was like, okay. Then I watched his next fight, and I was still impressed by Mickael, but, I was like, okay. And then I watched his next fight, and I was like, okay, this guy is not bad at all. And with Stephen Ray, Bandel, a guy with 0 striking, Mafra, just a bonehead, and I think this is going to be an interesting little fight. I do think that Lebout can find a way to win, and I really think that there's definite value on the fight. There's no doubt about that. Absolute value on the fight on Lebout and Lebout. So I'm going to go with Mickael here. I mean, an easy pick is to say Stephen Ray, but really, minus 550, minus 500, minus 600, no way. So if I had to bet it, and I will be betting it very small, very, very small. It'll be Mickael Lebout. I think he could get a submission in round 3. I really do. I think that it can be even rounds 1 and 2. And I think Michael's heart and determination can make the difference in this fight. And I think he can win a submission. He can win it by finish in round 3. Possibly, you know, an upset decision. But if he could get the finish in round 3, that would be awesome. So Mickael Lebout for the win, the underdog, and what is he? What is he at right now? Plus 450. I last saw him. Yeah, plus 450. We had a couple spots at plus 450. How it goes. For the next one, Ericka Almeida versus Aisling Daly. Wow, it's a very interesting fight. Almeida showed us her toughness, but ultimately didn't fight up to her potential. And Aisling Daly is kind of like Paddy Holohan. You know, who's going to show up? And ultimately, very evenly matched, just like all the fights pretty much on this card, very evenly matched. But I think the home field will be the difference here for Daly. I do not bet. I'm not betting this one. Not touching this one at all. If I had to, God, it's really tough to bet this fight. It really is. I'd have to go with Daly, but I'm not happy about it. You know, I'd be holding my nose, walking up to the counter, holding my nose like one of these podcasts that I listen to. It's a football podcast that I listen to. They say that they make the pick, but they be holding their nose, walking up to the counter. So, yeah, that would be me. But, no, I do not bet. Nope. Scott Askham versus Krzysztof Jotko. Very interesting matchup here. Both guys just have one loss on the record. Askham just has a little bit of that factor for me. You know, he's got that finishing ability. He's got a little bit more power, a little bit more confident, a little bit more polished. Jotko's no joke, though. I think he should stay in the UFC. But I think Askham can win the decision here. I think the octagon control, the overall aggression that he's going to show in this fight will be enough, maybe even a finish. But definitely Askham. I'll put him in my round robin at minus 130. Not bad. And a few more fights to go here. These are very interesting fights. Spent a lot of time breaking these guys down, so I'm very tired. Tom Breese versus Cathal Pendred. Tom Breese, undefeated, training at TriStar with Faraz Sahabi in his corner. That's a tough opponent to go up against. And Cathal Pendred, man, this guy is slow. Striking defense is terrible, and the judges love him. So it's a tough little matchup, but ultimately it's going to be Tom Breese, possibly finishing him. I could see him finishing him in round 2. So Tom Breese by knockout in round 2 for the win, and he will be my bet. He might win a decision too. That's the other possibility. Pendred's very tough, but Breese for the win ultimately, and that's what I'll be betting. Just no prop, just a straight up win, parlayed with Parke. Robert Whiteford versus Darren Elkins. Ooh, very interesting matchup. I do expect to see an improved Elkins, but also an improved Whiteford. So ultimately, to toss up, I'll take the plus money on Whiteford to win a split decision in Europe. You know, on his home turf, so to speak. So Elkins, you know, is a grinder, but God, that guy, man, he's always getting hit in the face, and that's a problem when you're fighting MMA. So, and Whiteford's got some power. So, and decent wrestling. So, yeah. So I think Whiteford will win rounds 1 and 2. Elkins will win round 3. And that'll be the decision. Maybe one funky judge gives it to Elkins, but Whiteford should get the win. And maybe even a finish. Bush versus McLellan. What do you do with these two guys here? I got to go with Bush here, you know. Just watching even his footage before the UFC, he's okay, you know. There's a reason why he's opening up a fight card on Fight Pass. But he should win by submission here. He should use that wrestling and should be able to submit McLellan. So, ouch. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and go into the bets. My bets for UFC Fight Night 76 MMA dog bets. No 5-star, no 4-star. Oh man. 2 3-stars. Tom Breese at -259. Norman Parke at -235. All the odds that I use are available at 5dimes.eu and bookmaker.eu and pinnaclesports.com. Penny. All available this night. I said 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but they're still the same right now at 10:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's see. So let's go to the bets. So first bet of the night is a parlay, 2-leg parlay. Tom Breese at -259 and Norman Parke at -235. That equals -102. Risking 3.10 units to win 3.04. That is the first one. First bet. The second bet is actually 6 bets. This is a round robin of 2s. So a round robin of 2s, 6 parlays at 0.20 units each. So 0.20 units each. Total bet is 1.2 units to win 3.97 units. Robert Whiteford at +130. Scott Askham at -130. Darren Till at +120. And Paddy Holohan at +105. And the last bet, just couldn't pass it up, is a straight bet on Mickael Lebout. Mickael Lebout at +140. 0.30 units to win 1.35 units. And the reason I did that small is because I'm not crazy confident about it. But if he wins, regardless of who wins in the round robin parlays, we'll be covered. We'll be set there. And there's definite value on him, that's for sure. I'm not some big value guy, but because ultimately you want to win, not just get value. But this one's just I can't pass it up. So grand total is only 4.60 units, so not anything crazy. Depending on your unit size, that might be $4,000, it might be 400, it might be 800, it might be whatever it may be. To win, so 4.60 units to win 8.36 units. So the return on investment is 182% if everybody wins. So that does it for me. I am, even though it's a fight pass, I am really looking forward to these fights because, like I said, there are some of these guys are going to emerge as potential. I don't know if I'd say as far as stars, but some could definitely be stars. Potential, top 15, top 20 guys, top 10 guys, possibly. And it's so evenly matched that we should see some exciting fights. Hopefully we don't see any boring fights. So, and I think some guys who you think are decision guys will actually get a finish. So with that being said, it is time to say good night. So I hope you guys all have a great weekend. I will see you guys back real soon. And I wish you guys all the best. I wish you guys to cash all the tickets. And I wish you guys to be as rich as you want to be. So have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys all real soon.